Well, I mean, it's not what we're doing. It's what the University of Florida is doing, who I assume is still serious about their football program.
Catch people up on the rumor where they are and all that. Can you give people an overview?
The report is that Jaden Rashada.
Oh, shit! Hold on, boys. Hold on. We got to commit. Oh, why can't these guys be punctual? Let's go, baby. Micah's a Gator. Big pull by the Billy ball sack. My goodness, and we just turned it around just like that, baby. We got ourselves a commit. The guy's got me all discombobulated. When did he post this thing? 1 minute ago. You're 15 minutes late, but I'll forgive you because boys, huh? How about it, baby? How about it? I gotta get the damn. Maybe the spacesuit was a curse. I gotta get the damn spacesuit on. I'm wearing a NASA hoodie. Does that count? Hold on.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know.
Let's go!
That
Let's go, baby! Woo! Huh? How about it? What's his name? His name's not Micah? What is it? Yeah, it's Micah? I don't know. Anyways, offensive lineman from Baylor, okay? Really pumped for this one here because I felt like we didn't know if we were going to get him. I had to throw the suit on, fired up. They had him 100% projected in Nebraska, so we must have had a great visit. Glad we were able to pull this one through. Huge addition to the offensive line here. Huge addition for the Florida Gators. To be honest with you guys, I did not feel like we were going to land it. So, pretty fired up. I'm running out of air here. That we were able to pull this one off here. This is a big one. This is a good one here. Yeah, we're excited, RQ. We get fired up, baby, for stuff like this. This is good. This is great. This is exciting stuff that we got to commit. We made a splash here in the portal. Whew, got to catch my breath here. I had to throw the suit on real quick. Don't put that shit on. So look, awesome grab here. Great addition to the family. Really excited to add to the family. Micah Mazuka, I believe is how it's pronounced. So we will see. Again, he is ranked in the portal here. He is a 7th ranked inside offensive line according to On3. So everyone talking shit. He's 7th ranked. He was a 3-star, 86.4. He's now still a 3-star, 89 flat, according to On3. So he had some improvement from when he first entered, and he's a redshirt sophomore, 6'5", 335. Again, coming from Baylor. Looked like Nebraska was going to pull this one off. So big pull for the Gators. Really excited for us to be able to pull this one off. And again, add to the depth, 44 overall and inside offensive line tackle or inside offensive lineman. Look, everyone kind of talking smack here about this. It's great to be able to pull a guy like this to get the ball rolling and to have somebody that has college experience in right away. It's going to be a great addition to that offensive line. Again, we have had a ton leave, okay? And I did some research because I know you guys are all going to be running your mouth here, okay? So I actually did research prior to this to be prepared for the conversation because I've learned how, Gator Nation is, non-Gator Nation, kind of their conversation about, oh, it's only this, oh, it's only that, et cetera, et cetera. I've been preaching this and I will continue to say it until otherwise. The offensive line, in my opinion, having 2 offensive line coaches, and I feel like they did a phenomenal job this past year. I'm shocked that we were able to pull more, okay? So let me go back to Micah really quick here to read off what he was. He was ranked 673rd nationally in the 44th offensive lineman when he came as a recruit, when he came out of high school. I don't know if you guys remember this name here, okay? If this name rings a bell to any of you. Osiris Torrance. Does that ring a bell to anybody? Possibly going to be a first-round draft pick, yet maybe give or take a few. Okay? Does anybody remember that name? You guys are arguing already, so I'm going to continue. I'm going to assume the answer to that question is yes. Okay? Coming out of high school as a prospect, he was a 3-star, ranked 3-star, 83 composite score. almost 1697 ranked nationally, and 144th offensive tackle overall in the class of 2019. 6'5", 330. So, this young man was way lower than what we have just landed now out of Baylor. And I think I can speak for everyone in Gator Nation. Osiris Torrance was probably one of the best players on Gators football last year, who was a transfer from Louisiana, who was a 3-star, who in the portal would have been a 3-star, a nobody. Who is this? Okay? So let's chill out. Be fired up. Zip it up, boys. Good pull there from the boys. Good pull there from the boys. So, I don't know who you guys are arguing with, but I'm going to just continue to move along. So, really pumped. Great addition there to the family. Let me see how we're going to look with 247 now. Obviously, they haven't really made it too many adjustments because I don't believe that we moved up at all. I think we're still 13th, even with these additions in the portal, because we got obviously Deuce, Tejada Mitchell, Cameron Jackson, all these guys. I don't believe that it affected our score on the overall ranking, even though that it should. So I'm going to go ahead and do the calculator so we can kind of get an idea of where we are at. Again, on 247, we're at 276. But again, that's not including, for some reason, that the guys that we've added into the transfer portal. So with this addition here, man, I'm honestly, guys, I'm really taken away from this. I didn't, because of the noise with the Rashada situation, nobody's really talking about the addition of what happens if we could pull this man off. So, let me go see. So we're at 288 right now, according to 2023, with the additions out of the transfer portal. 288. With the addition to Mazuka here, we're at 284. And again, it's showing on 247, we're at 276, so it hasn't added these guys yet. So, excited stuff there, putting together a healthy class. Some of our best players last year on the Florida Gators came from the transfer portal. So, excited to see that we were able to pull this off. We're probably not going to... If that's the real Aiden Mazzell, because he called it, he came in here and said that he pulled him in, I'm going to be fired up about it, but I asked you to tweet me, and I don't think you tweeted at me yet to confirm that's you. Yeah, he didn't tweet me. So I don't know if it's really him. But anyways, huge pull. Not gonna get into the negativity because I see you guys in there arguing and stuff. We should be excited about this pull, about Billy being able to get this work done in the transfer portal. I said when we pulled Cameron Jackson, we could be having a great weekend. Campbell obviously was one that we missed on yesterday. If you were there for the live, I think we all realized we dodged a bullet. So excited to see that we were able to land this one. Hopefully we can land a few more guys out of the portal. I wouldn't hate another offensive lineman, but we got some great guys coming in. The addition to Caden Jones, Najee Harris, the kids that were already there, but we did lose a lot. So I would love to get a few more if we could to get this ball rolling to help that incredible running back room that I'm excited to see. And then obviously we got a suspect situation in the quarterback room, which we're going to dive into now. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the recording that Denny Thompson was talking about the situation in Florida with Jaden Rashada, and then we're going to break it all down. And I'm going to catch a breath because was not expecting to pull that today. So it feels good to be wearing a spacesuit in good faith, because typically, the last few times we haven't. So I don't know where we lie with the spacesuit. I think for now, we got to keep riding with it, boys, because we pulled a W out today. So for the haters in here,
scared money don't make money,
Coming freshman quarterback who did sign his letter of intent with Florida has not enrolled at Florida. And so, people are obviously speculating as to the reason why this might be. And, is it anything it certainly seems like it's odd, because Florida was tweeting out pictures over the weekend of their incoming freshman class that had enrolled. Rashada is an early enrollee. The plan was to enroll and participate in spring practice. So who knows? I mean, who knows what if they're obviously there's something, but the severity of it's hard to know that right now. But I will say this: if Rashada does not join Florida, if he is not part of the football program, then you really, I think, have to start to wonder, is it just intramurals now at Florida? Like, is there any direction? Is there a serious nature to?
Let me address that, because that's obviously a big jab there from Denny saying that we're intramurals if we do not land Jaden Rashada. That's a cheap shot, low blow, right? I find myself in these weird situations because, like, I mean, Denny's a local guy. I know people who work with Denny, so I'm trying to kind of bite my tongue here, because that's if you truly believe that, hey, if we don't land, and this is not a knock on Jaden Rashada by any stretch. I'm not here to knock on these kids or say anything negative about these kids. But if we're an automatic intramural school because we do not land one kid, that's blasphemy. Okay? We're putting a lot of stock. Again, not a knock. I'm just simply laying this out here. We're putting a lot of stock in a unproven kid from high school who, again, is a 5-star recruit who, as we saw last night, stars matter. Okay, and I'm not disagreeing with any of that, but by any stretch of the imagination. But who was that then, Bob Stokes? I believe that was Denny. Okay, who was that then?
What they're doing.
Oh, it's Hayes from 1010XL. Okay, Hayes. Then if that's not Denny, then I'll let all free fly and go then. So we'll continue to listen here.
If Florida, who's been, I think, incredibly disappointing in the portal, now and the recruiting class is good, but if you take Jaden Rashada out of it, now you start to wonder, okay, you have to have a quarterback to win at any kind of level, particularly in the SEC. Your quarterbacks now are Graham Mertz, Jack Miller, and Max Brown. I mean, I think if Jaden Rashada isn't a part of this team, then it really makes you wonder about what is going on with the Gators and why can't they get their act together, because it certainly doesn't seem like they can.
So here's what I will tell you we know, and this is from Nick Delatorre, who does such a good job on Gators Online, on one of the On3 sites. The other 16 players that were expected to arrive early arrived and enrolled in classes. As of today, Rashada had not arrived. There's belief within the program. Sources say it's a transcript issue. They still expect that he'll have him by the end of the week, and that if he does, drop ad is on Friday. So long as he is enrolled on Friday, he can participate in the spring semester and spring football and the whole bit. If he's not enrolled by Friday, he cannot, according to this story. So that's the fact. The rumors out there, and I want to be clear, these are rumors, is that suddenly he's not coming, something changes in his NIL deal, something changed with his goals, and I don't know any of that, and that all of a sudden they're not going to have him. There's also, I've heard talk that they're trying desperately to keep him, and that they're doing all they can to kind of put the deal back together, but there's a real chance he won't be there. I think there's a chance you look up Friday and he's enrolled at Florida and he's going to be Florida's quarterback of the future. I also think there's a chance he's not. I don't think anybody really knows that answer now. The reason it is concerning is nobody wants a fade. Whether Florida fans like this or not, in the court of public opinion, what they're dealing with, we kind of joked about it the other day, but there's some truth to it. Your 3 biggest rivals, Georgia just won its back-to-back national championship, and there doesn't appear to be any great end in sight. We'll talk more about that moving forward in a second. I told you that's one of our topics today. But there doesn't appear to be much of an end in sight for Georgia. They just won a national title. Florida State is going to start next season ranked in everybody's top 10. It looks like Mike Norvell has turned the corner there, and they continue to get more. They continue to be as active and successfully active in the portal as anybody in the country. So they found themselves.
And it looks like they're doing well with the NIL as well.
And they figured out NIL. And Tennessee looks like it's got the best. It's going to have the best starting position. But the blow in the court of
this week, I think enough
top 10 years recruits that they lost a kid to Houston.
Wants to do it the right way, and he's got to process.
Same thing, and his team wasn't as far behind.
Yeah, and again, I think, some of this is what.
So look, we're kind of, they're kind of, they're taking some blows here look, they're being realistic to a certain extent. I know some of you guys come in here and say I'm too optimistic about it. They're giving you more of a black and white situation here. It's like, hey, the class is very healthy. However, if you do remove Jaden Rashada from that class, the quality of that class does dip a little bit. And I don't disagree with that by any stretch of the imagination. Have we been quiet in the portal to probably what we expected in comparison to an FSU, to Colorado, to what Michigan, to what other schools have been able to do? Yeah, we're probably a little low. I think the other part of why we seem like we've been very low in the portal is because of how it was a mass exodus. These other schools that we're referring to didn't have a mass exodus that they're dealing with as well. Okay, we have 22 people that entered in, 22 plus, I believe, that entered into the portal. So there's a lot of things that Billy has to deal with. We're comparing ourselves to somebody like Mike Norvell, who has been there for a few years now, okay? The only one who's done an exceptional job, in my opinion, that hasn't been there would obviously be Coach Prime. He's coming in and just ripping people from other schools left and right. And again, it's a situation where you're brand spanking new, and we've obviously know what Coach Prime and his ability to recruit is through the roof. So I think we should expect some of that to a certain extent. As for what's going on with the Jaden's thing, he obviously read the Nick De La Torre article where it talked about where it was a transcript issue. I've heard it's more likely possibly smoke. Okay? A smoke screen in a sense. And from what I've seen with Nick De La Torre's tweets as well, doesn't feel like it's just a transcript issue. I mean, he's had some aggressive tweets today. And it feels like there's more to it than that. And again, we've heard a lot about it being an NIL situation where it's a money situation. Here's two parts to this. Here's my thoughts on this. I'm not going to really get into it any more than that outside of that. It's whatever it may be. I don't believe that it's a transcript issue. I don't. That's just my feeling. I think it's more likely going to be an NIL money situation. Okay? If that is the case, right? At what point, if you're the kid, if you're Jaden, do we look, let's just go play some football, we'll figure the rest out later. You know what I mean? And again, it's a business, and he has the right to hold his own and want to go after things and get it done, and I respect all of that. But I don't believe that's the case. Here's the other part. We're all freaking out. Yes, it's going to hurt the grading of the class. It's going to suck to lose a 5-star essentially out of this class for 2023. However, I don't believe he was going to be the guy starting next year. Billy went and got Graham Mertz for a reason. He saw something. Again, what it is that we saw, not sure just yet. But I don't believe Jaden was going to be the guy unless he had a massive swing in the offseason, which, I mean, it's possible he could have a great spring ball, a great summer ball, and come in and be the guy. That's 100% possible. And again, I know where I'm going to get a lot of flack from. You're trying to find morale victories, Shelton. You can't ever face the facts. We're on the downhill slope of things. Blah 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 blah. Hear me out, okay? Again, a lot of stock here in one kid. That's number one. Number two, if we go look at who just won the national championship, okay? I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the quarterback that was playing for them was a walk-on, okay? Now, the rest of the team is absolutely nasty, so I'm not trying to say, like, hey, we could go win with a walk-on right now. Florida could, because obviously that's not the case. I was taking a look earlier back. If you go look at Florida's history over the last, since 2008, basically, our biggest downfall has been quarterback. Outside of Trask and Will Grier, we haven't really had a guy. Jeff Driscoll never really panned out to be that guy. Felipe never panned out to be that guy. Emory Jones didn't pan out to be that guy. Anthony Richardson wasn't here enough to figure out whether or not he was going to be that guy. So either we have done a horrible job in recruiting quarterbacks, one, a horrible job in developing quarterbacks, two, or we just can't seem to figure that position out, which kind of is a combination of the first two. Here's my other part. If you go look at the last, and I was a little blind to this, okay? As a Gator fan, I think I've forgot about it because, I mean, you don't want to think about it or remember it. But if you go back and look over the last decade, go back to 2010. Go look what Georgia's been able to do since 2010, even with Mark Richt there, and go look what Florida's been able to do since 2010. I don't believe Georgia, I believe, has not had a losing season since 2010, maybe even 11. Florida's had a 4-8 season and a 5-7 season in that time span, and 2 and a 6-7 this year and last year. Florida is not what we think that it has been in a very long time. And this isn't me being negative. This isn't me roasting or trying to bash Florida. This is me being realistic. This is me understanding, like, hey, guys, we have not had the greatest run over the last decade of coaches, of player developments, all these things. And so we expect to have things flipped right around. What are we comparing it to? When Jim McElwain came in, he had a 10-4 season and then went down year and year after that and obviously was dismissed. Muschamp had a great second season and then slowly declined year after year after year after that. Dan Mullen came in, had an okay year, had a great year, that great year with Kyle Trask, and then a declining year after that. Okay? So what are we basing this off of? 2006 with Urban Meyer? It ain't that time no more, big boy. We're in a different world. And while we have been struggling and going from coach to coach to coach, Georgia's had 2 coaches in the last 20 years. Mark Richt and now Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart, who is a dog through and through, an alum who bleeds black and red. Number 1, okay? Understands the culture, understands the passion, understands what winning is all about. You had that guy come in and be able to build a system, able to build an incredible program while us, Florida, was in shambles. While us, Florida, was flopping from coach to coach, from quarterback to quarterback, calling for heads from this quarterback to this quarterback, from this coach to this coach. And because we as Gator fans think that it's 1996 still, or 2006, and think that, because we're the Florida Gators, that we should just be winning, and ignoring the fact that we haven't slowed down to build a culture, to build an incredible program, to be bought in, to find a guy that's going to build from the ground up. This is what's going to happen. Go look at that game last night, okay? Here's 2 things that I felt watching that game. 2 things that I felt watching that game. Okay? Number 1, fuck. Okay? Scared as shit. Scared as shit of, like, what the hell is going on down there in Athens, Georgia. Okay? Facts. Number 2, I was fired the fuck up. Okay? And here's why I'm fired up. Because this is what being a fan is all about. And I'm in Daddy Chill. I'm in the Kirby camp. I don't even know where I'm at anymore, but let's just buckle the hell up here, okay? I'm excited because this is what being a fan is about. It's going through the dark shit. It's going through the bottom of the barrel. It's dealing with this. It's fighting through this drama that we've got going on today. And then in 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, when we've made it and we're winning, my goodness, that piece of cake is going to taste delicious. But that doesn't mean you can just sit here and quit when it's dog shit. That's easy to do. Everybody can quit when it sucks. You know what's funny is there was a video that went around for Prince Umley. I can't say his last name. Our lineman for the Gators. You guys know what I'm talking about. That video of him basically quitting on a play. Somebody retweeted it and go, why do we have somebody like this on the team? This guy's quitting. That same person was probably tweeting today, go, I'm not going to be a Gator fan for the next 2 or 3 years. So you're going to go ahead and quit when times get tough, but then criticize somebody else? No, don't work like that, big guy. If you claim that you're a Gator fan, we got to deal with this through thick and thin. So we can be critics here. We can be frustrated, and we should be frustrated. We should be damn hell pissed off because with this Jaden Rashada situation, no matter what ends up happening, it is what it is. We move on. We continue to build brick by brick, day by day. I'm not going to lose sleep over it and freak out like everybody is. What the frustrating part is that it keeps happening. The frustrating and annoying part is that we are a $1 billion organization and we can't get our shit together, and we are the laughing stock of the SEC at this very moment. It's fact. And it's frustrating. It's embarrassing. It is what it is, but this is the family that we chose, and that's what we got to live with. And we got to work our way through this. Right? So that's kind of where I feel like we're at. That's where my mindset's at. You guys are going nuts in the chat. I can't even keep up. I got to be honest. Over almost 500 in the chat. Make sure you guys like, subscribe if you're brand new here. I appreciate you guys stopping by today. That was part of Daddy Chill and all that jazz. So I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent there. But look, I'm excited for the journey ahead as a Gator fan. I really am. I'm not bullshitting you. I really am. Let me do this really quick. I want to play this video here for you guys. And I'm sure most of you have already heard this. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack like, oh, you're a closet Georgia fan, a closet Gator dog fan. Shut up. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Can I respect when somebody's building something great? Yeah. And I can acknowledge when somebody is kicking ass and taking names. What Kirby Smart did last night was unbelievable. And for everybody, if you're in here and you're one of these people that was tweeting, writing, whatever it may be, and I might piss some of you off with this, saying, oh, he shouldn't have ran the score up. That was disrespectful. Shut the hell up. You're in the national championship football game. If your ass is getting clapped 65-7, you should be apologizing to the Georgia Bulldogs and to the rest of us for that type of performance. That is not the Bulldogs' fault because they are rolling your ass. This isn't T-ball. This isn't week 3 against Ball State at home at Athens. No. They should have put up 85. They could have. They should have kept pounding the rock, slinging that damn thing. Stetson should have walked out with 8 tutties. That's how it should have been. Okay? That's how it should have been. 110%. Anybody who disagrees with me is nuts. It's not respectful. It's a national championship football game, guys. This is not just a regular Saturday. We waited all year as college fans for this game. This is what we get excited about, for the playoffs and for this game. This is why we tune the fuck in, and you go and you put up 7 points, and it was a fluke 7 because of one blown coverage. You couldn't even get past the 50 for the rest of the game. You deserve to get blown out. Just like, yeah, exactly. When Spurrier never ran the score up, yes, he did. I love it. I loved it. Everyone that's a true fan, a true dog, loves it. You know why they put up 65? This is what I'm going to show you guys right now. This is exactly why they put up 65. And this right here, this mentality that you feel when you listen to this, which a lot of you probably already heard, is why I'm afraid of what Georgia's going to do over the next few years. Okay? And I'm going to talk about another thing here, too, that everybody's giving Georgia flack for. And again, I know what you guys are going to say. Oh, you're a fake Gator fan. Shut up. All right? I'm not. Again, I respect greatness when I see it and I can talk about it. I've got to find this video here for a second. Here we go. Again, this is the pregame speech from Kirby Smart. You guys have probably heard this.
Trust your preparation. Your ass is prepared for this shit for fucking 365 days. I think about them fuckers in that locker room. Think about getting our opportunity. All the shit you went through this week to get ready for this game, now is when you pay the fucking price. You go out there with energy, enthusiasm. Hey, guys, ain't nobody in this room should be cautious. Ain't nobody in this room should be nervous about shit. Go out here and fuck their ass up. Don't think about scoreboard. Don't think about shit. You think about knocking the shit out of them. Did you hear what Box said on Monday? When I sat in that fucking meeting, I wanted to go fucking play right then. Tore your shit up out here. 2 years ago, fucked your shit up. Goddamn pride and joy tells me you fuck these guys up. You go play the right way. You play the right way. You knock their ass off. You stay off the fucking ground. You tackle the fucking man with a ball. The shit's easy. Look at the right shit. Punish their ass on offense and kick their ass on special teams, guys. It's about who the fuck we are. I believe in you. Let's go.
I've listened to this 3 times now, and each time I get goosebumps and ready to run through a fucking wall. Okay? Now, here's where this comes from, too. This is part of building a culture. That's what a culture sounds like. Okay? Somebody with that kind of passion and drive, that kind of speech works. We've seen it before. We've seen this before with Tim Tebow. 30 minutes for the rest of your life. That's that shit right there. Okay? That's where greatness is made, from moments like this. And we got to get back to that. And it's going to take a long road and a lot of nonsense to get there. But we got to get back to that. Fact. That's why they put up 65 points. Now, here's what I keep seeing too. Okay? Because everyone's kind of tweeting out about the dogs, because all the players after the fact, like, yeah, everyone doubted us. Everyone thought we were going to go 7-5. And everybody's retweeting and going, you were ranked 3rd the whole time. You were favored the whole time. Here's what you're missing out on. Is Kirby was able to make these kids believe, brainwash in a sense, that, yeah, everybody thinks that you're a loser. Everybody thinks that you can't do it. And these guys believed it in their blood. They're like, yeah, they think we're dog shit. We're going to kick some ass. And there's probably times during the season where they felt like maybe we aren't good enough. So everyone's kind of roasting them, saying like, oh, you're trolling. Like, no, they probably truly believe that they thought the media thought they couldn't get it done. This stuff's going to take time. And I know I feel it. You're blowing the dogs. You're jealous. I'm not. I respect it. There's a difference. Okay? And I'm excited because I believe that Billy is working on building this same culture. I believe the players that he is bringing in have this same drive and same passion. I've interviewed VJ Lagway. I feel that when I spoke to him. I've interviewed Aiden Mazzell. Same kind of drive and passion. He's hungry. He's ready to go. Cameron Jackson, he's ready to go. He's ready to come in and fight. Najee Harris. These guys are bought in to Coach Billy Napier, okay? You got to have people that are bought into you, the program, and what you are trying to build to be successful. All right? So, that's all I got to say about that. Hope you guys enjoyed the rant there. Drop a like if you did. But anyways, congrats to the Dogs. Simple as fact. Unbelievable how they just completely railroaded them. I'm pissed about the damn game. I'm so frustrated that the game ended like that, or was just kind of not even ended. Sorry, excuse me. Just the whole game was just a complete disaster of a football game. I was pissed. Absolutely pissed. Like, how? For anybody, and you see all these wannabes, they're making these comments about how the SEC isn't that great, and how the Pac-12 and the Big 12 and all these schools are great because from top to bottom, the teams are better, and the Pac-12 doesn't play, or the Big 12 plays more conference games. They don't have cupcake games. It's the SEC and everybody else. I'm tired of hearing about it. And don't say, oh, the SEC is carried by Georgia, Bama, LSU. Just stop for a quick second. Look where the 90%, 80% of the top recruits, where are they from? Where are they from? They're from Florida. Some are sprinkled into Georgia, then you got Texas. If you're in Florida, in this area, you've got Florida, Miami, UCF, FSU, Georgia, Alabama, and Auburn. Right? You got Clemson too, and out in South Carolina, not too far either. All within this little block that are just plucking these talents off. Plucking them. Just plucking them. So Florida's got to deal with all these schools just plucking them. Right? You got Oregon that has the entire state and the 4 surrounding states to themselves. California, who are they going up against? Cal? UCLA? Stop it. USC shouldn't lose a game. They should own California. Now, kids come from California to Florida, and I get all that stuff. But down here in the South, that's where football's played, boys. The SEC should be their own conference, their own championship game at this point. Over the last 19 championships, I believe, 16 of them in the SEC. The other two winners outside of the one Urban Meyer championship was the ACC and FSU and Clemson. Those are the other only two. The Pac-12, the Big 12, these schools haven't even gotten close. They haven't even sniffed it. And I don't want to hear like, oh, it's an SEC bias. Every time another school gets matched up against the SEC, your ass gets clapped. Fact. Anytime in a playoff game, another conference tries to think they're the big dogs and comes in and gets absolutely punched in the mouth. So yeah, we're going to have an SEC bias. And as Florida fans, you're like, oh, you guys are riding the SEC train. We're riding it because we got to deal with that shit every week, bro. We have to go up against that talent every single week. Which I would love. I love it. I talk to Holly about this all the time, being an ACC guy at FSU. They have 3 games out of the year that they get excited for, 3 to 4 games. The rest of the year, we're playing, and Wake Forest just got good. So before that, Wake Forest wasn't even part of the conversation. But they got Boston College. That's their Vandy, basically. They've got Louisville, who's exciting at times, from time to time, but it is what it is. They don't have competition like that. I would honestly, I enjoyed last year for Florida. We had a great game every single week. That's exciting to me. It sucked losing them, but you got Utah, great starting game. You had Kentucky, great fun game, both ranked at the time. USF was a walk-on game, but that was close. Tennessee, great game, right? That's the SEC. Dogs. Left side, right side, upside, north side, doesn't matter. Dogs. Okay? I don't want to hear the Pac-12 saying oh, it's just carried by... No, shut up. Your one school can't carry the Pac-12. So, I don't know what you're talking about because Doesn't matter who you throw over this way. They can't even make it into the damn playoff game. Let's be honest. You guys can't even make it even that far. So I don't want to hear it. Is the Pac-12 coming up and up? Are they getting better? 100%. 100%. Talent level is just different. This 3-3-4 defense that TCU tried last night, I was like, this is embarrassing. Pathetic. FSU's looking good. I will say that. 3P incoming. I honestly, bro, I wouldn't be surprised. I looked over my wife and I go, you see that shit right there? We're gonna see that color for a little bit, and we should be nervous. We should be. That's not me being a coward. That's not me being negative. That's the straight facts. You guys want me to be real? That's reality. That is what it is right there. They're hungry. Now, I will say they got Carson Beck coming in. He's a stud coming out of high school. I know that, 4-star. I've talked with a few guys he's from Mandarin in this Jacksonville area. Kid looks like Sid the Sloth. Again, it may not be mean, he just does. But I don't know how he looks. I don't know how well he's going to play, because I will have one more rant, and then we'll probably lock this up here. And I appreciate you guys coming in here. And I'm going to get more flack for this too, but I'm tired of biting my tongue and being worried about speaking my opinion, because I should be able to speak something and have a respect factor without being criticized from my fanhood. I think I've proven the love for Gator Nation. But again, I respect sports. I respect athletes. I respect coaches and players. I've been able to grow up and mature and realize like hating somebody because they're good or they're great or they're doing great things is just ignorant and it's a waste of energy. Yeah, I want it. I want that. So appreciate it, respect it, and learn how to copy it. Don't hate on it and try to find the negative in it. Anyways, Stetson Bennett. I make fun of this man for being on AARP and being on Social Security because he's an old quarterback in college. But his story's incredible. The reason why he's old is because he had to leave Georgia, go to a junior college, win the Natty there, then come back to Georgia, become a walk-on, be the third string where nobody wanted the man to play. Okay, you've got a transfer coming in from Ohio State. You got JT Daniels there. You got all the studs that you need. And then you got Stetson Bennett. JT goes down. Something happens with Ohio State. They put in Stetson. Like, no way this guy's going to be the guy. We got to get him out of there. He starts winning. And he keeps winning. And then he wins the championship. Well, now it's his job. We can't take it from him. So what I'm saying is the reason why he's so old is because he had to start over. He had to leave and come back and work his way through and grind his way through. When most of us would have quit. We wouldn't have lasted that long. So when you don't see kids that are 25 in their 5th or 6th year, with the COVID year made obviously added on to that, but because they decided to leave, they didn't use their first year eligibility of college. They went to another school to get some more playing time, to be able to come back and say, hey, I am going to play and walk on, should be respected and awed upon, not hated on because he's old, because he waited his time and he grinded his time out because nobody believed that he could do it because he didn't have the stars next to his name. Respect. The kid grinded it out. He pushed it through, okay? You can't hate on that story. I don't care how old he is. He grinded it out. Now, another part of that is, too, why I was going back to the Carson Beck situation is you are never going to have somebody like that on your team again. The same way we had Tebow, where it was just that passion, that drive, that love, right? Just his passion, the way he can speak. Like, those things don't come through every single day. Somebody like a Stetson Bennett with that chip on their shoulder, with that desire, with that fire in their belly to prove everybody wrong. This guy is a back-to-back defending national champion, okay? MVP for all the playoff games, okay? And people still say that he sucks. He's still not a first-round draft pick. Yet we have a guy that played for Florida, and Anthony Richardson, who went 6-7, who's projected to go top 10. That's crazy. It's crazy. What Stetson Bennett has is unteachable. It's uncoachable. And it's crazy how some of these things are overlooked. Who is the greatest quarterback of all time? Tom fucking Brady. Okay? Fucking Tommy. It's that same kind of mentality, that dog, when everyone's doubted him the entire time. Who's another great quarterback right now that's balling out? Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. These kids when you doubt them out, Those things sometimes are a bigger attribute than size, strength, and agility. It's the mindset and the belief that you can get it done when everybody counts you out. And for some reason, we choose to hate on it and we try to rag on it instead of just admire the fact this kid's grinded his ass off. That's all I'm going to say about it. Look, I know we're a Gator channel, and I know we talk about a lot of Gator football, but I love college sports. And the story that Stetson Bennett has is what everything that college football is. It encompasses everything about college football. It does. You know what's also crazy is we had an interview with Ben Chase, the man that went to 77 plus games in a single year. Probably one of the most incredible college football stories of our era, right? Of the past decade. Just an incredible, of a college fan. Not sports, but of a college fan, of just being a fan of college sports. That guy encompassed what being a fan of college football is all about. It's about family. It's about being part of a culture. It's about being part of cheering for your colors no matter what the weather is like. That guy encompassed that for 165 days, I believe they said, or 135 days, over 77 games. And nobody really clicked or watches that video because it's not exciting. It's not like a viral video or a drama enticed video. It's crazy to me. That guy deserves everything he gets coming to him, and his story should be told. How he didn't get on ESPN and College Game Day is beyond me. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, let's see what you guys are saying about Stetson. You guys are hating on him. Bennett might be a practice squad slot right receiver. I love it. I give this whole spiel, and you guys are just like, fuck this guy. But won't pan out in the NFL. Maybe a 5th round. Come on, guys. Yeah, Ben Chase is going to become the director of the NIL in Florida. Yes, he is, Animal. Congrats to him as well. Oh, man. I mean, I know it's a Cinderella story. I get that. I understand his draft stock is a great point here, guys. What about Johnny Manziel or Baker Mayfield? Right? I mean, those guys had more of an electric style type of season, but those guys went high. Johnny Manziel was a first-round draft pick. You all know Johnny Manziel should not be a first-round draft pick. But why was Johnny a first-round draft pick? Can somebody explain that to me? Somebody explain why Johnny Manziel was a first-round draft pick, why Baker Mayfield was a first-round draft pick, but Stetson Bennett won't hit the top 5? Tell me. I need to know. Guy can sling it. Guy's got speed. I don't know. Guys, girls, ladies, and gents, I appreciate you listening to me rant. I mean, great show outside of the technical difficulties at the beginning of the show. But we were able to land Micah Mazuka, offensive tackle. Love that. Big stuff there. Incredible. Fired up about that. Maybe we can get a few more, going by the end of the week here because the transfer portal is closing. Talked about Jada. So, had a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. TCU will never be back into college football ever again. Right? They won't be. TCU. Here's one last thing before we go. I saw a lot of people saying, why can TCU, a first-year coach, 45th ranked class, make it to the championship, but the Gators, Billy Napier, goes 6-7 with a top 13 class the year before that? I hope last night I answered that question for you. Okay? Sure, TCU got to the championship, but then got clapped. Okay? And now, it's almost like they got too big for the britches too fast, and sometimes you could pop your bubble, and it's a long way down. It is a long way down. When you go that high, that fast, and you fall that hard, that quick, that's an embarrassing blow. That's going to take a lot to come back from. And I'm not hating on TCU. I wish them nothing but the best. But that is a blow to the ego of TCU, to the morale of TCU, to all of the above. I can almost assure you that TCU will not be back to the championship game in the next 5 to 6 years. Easily. Without a shadow of a doubt. I will be shocked if they are. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed the show. I want to live a rant today. You guys were in the comment section. I feel like I had to get that out. I feel great. I don't know if you guys care or not, but I feel like I got a lot off my shoulders here. Tired of kind of holding back and being, not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I can't do that anymore. I started this show and I wanted to do this show to say how I feel. And I can't be worried about somebody's not going to watch me more because they disagree with me. I feel like we should all be able to say how we feel and without being completely railroaded. But no matter what I say, I'm going to get shitted on. So I'm going to continue to say what I say and feel how I feel. And if you guys love it, great. If not, I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the other side. But love you guys as always. Appreciate you guys for coming in here and hanging out. Love your guys' thoughts as always. Glad we got to throw the suit on. We'll be live tomorrow, though, with Stephen Hawley. Shout out to Stephen Hawley for hopping on work for me so I could come on here and yell at you guys for an hour. I appreciate it. But show tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have another great show. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't. You guys have a wonderful Tuesday night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Love you, boys, as always. Like, subscribe. Until next time, I'm Sheldon.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own.